Welcome back, Guardians, to another Destiny video. And in today's Destiny video, in this one of today's videos anyway, we're talking about the armors that are coming to all the raids across Age of Triumph, as well as some Moments of Triumph armor you can collect. It will all be in this video. I'm going to do like a short breakdown, my thoughts and my ideas on them, and showing the concept art as well as the armor in game. So if you are excited for Age of Triumph and you're excited for new armors for the raid, hit the like button on this video. Let's try and get this video to 1,000 likes. In the comments down below, tell me which is your favorite armor from which raid and on which character. Let's jump straight into Vault of Glass. They showed the concept art first before showing it in game, and you can see that it looks so damn cool, so unique, something that we all have wanted to look like a Vex enemy in some way, shape or form. Now the Hunter has one leg which is kind of robotic like a Vex with different arms. It looks very unbalanced is one of the keywords I would use for the Hunter, making it look very unique, very different. The Titan looks very bulky, very rounded, looks kind of like, I kind of want to say like an American football player type of look. You got these big shoulder pads, you know, you got the leg protectors and stuff. But all in all, the thing that sticks out the most for the Titan is the shield on the back. Now, it offers no extra things in game. It's just a visual aesthetic type of thing. But you get this kind of like rainbowish looking thing between two spikes that come off the Titan's neck. Very different to things we have seen in the game, but very awesome as well. Now, the Warlock is my favorite of these three, simply because you have the Gorgon tentacles or tendrils that come off the back of the Warlock and they light up. It looks pretty damn awesome. At the very bottom of the Warlock, you can see that he has kind of like high-heeled boots on. It looks very much like, I don't know, like a cow person, like a robotic cow or bull, you know, like you get those those like Tauros that are mythical, like the feet look like robotic versions of those. Looks kind of silly in my opinion, not a big fan of it, but it does suit the rest of the armor. And with those tendrils on the back, I don't really care about anything else. Of course, you have the flowing robe of the Warlock, which I reckon they could have made it more robotic, made it more Vex-like. But all in all, I love these armors. Not my favorite of all the raids. We're going to move on to my favorite right now. I'm going to be doing them in order of how they presented them. And next up, we have Crota's End. Now, the concept looks slightly more outrageous than the actual in-game armors, but you see that it has these very like spiky, energy, light-filled pyramids that come off all parts of the bodies for all three of the characters, and it just looks so damn awesome. The light, luminous green kind of look that we've seen with Crota returns, and we have very dark black armor underneath, so it's very eye-popping, very much stands out. In the game, they show them on the Dreadnought, and it's not quite as luminous green as the concept art, but it still is pretty awesome. My favorite of all three of these has to be the Hunter. Again, it's got that kind of unbalanced look with only them coming out of the legs on one side rather than the other characters where it comes out pretty much equally across the body. On the Hunter, you have it coming off the one shoulder and the one leg and nothing down the other, and I kind of like that unique look. But all in all, these three armors are my favorite in terms of raid armors, and they have a special unique ability with them. Once you get shot, you are protected for a very small amount of time, like a second. The actual glowing armor will deplete and you will just be standing there with no glowing horns popping off you. And then after a while, they will recharge and come back on. I feel like in that time, you cannot be shot between the glowing. But I wasn't really listening. I was kind of just amazed by the armors. But there is some sort of protection offered for when you don't have your glowing armor, when you are just running around as a static, crappy looking person. Once those energies reform and rebuild, they will be able to be shot again, I believe. And it's the same for the King's Fall raid armor, which looks awesome in my opinion. So they took the King's Fall armor and pretty much kept it exactly the way it is, except they added some sort of glowing energy to it like the previous Crota's End. And on top of that, it's got a very decayed look. Now, if you think about the Rise of Iron enemies at the end, the bosses, the final bosses, the big Iron Lords that are like decayed weird monster type things. They sort of incorporate that into these armors. Now, if I was to pick an overall best armor, yes, the overall best raid armor is the crotas end gear we just seen, but in my opinion, my favorite armor of all of them is the Hunter on the King's Fall armor. It looks insane. I love the like hood with almost like a blade coming down it at an angle. Again, as hunters typically are, they're very unbalanced. It's not symmetrical, so it looks cooler in my opinion. And the glowing effects that has on the hunter just seems a step above the Titan and the Warlock on these armor sets. Absolutely loving the idea of collecting all these armors, but all in all, pretty damn awesome, and cannot wait to see these in action in game. Now, in terms of raid armors, this is the final one we will see, and that is for Wrath of the Machine. Now, it's very, very similar to what we have already seen in terms of how the armors are designed and looked, except they kind of are like splintering off and floating away into the air, and in-game, it looks like the armors are on fire. Now, I wasn't a massive fan of the Wrath of the Machine armors when they first came out, but this design, this concept, this idea, the armors in game look absolutely insane. To see the armors that we have recently acquired like on fire and decaying and just having like an animated presence to them, it just is pretty awesome to see. Unfortunately for the concept art, there was only the Titan, but you do get to see all three of the characters in game. And let's move on to the final armors that we will see in Age of Triumph. And these armors will be acquired through the speaker missions that he gives you, like the quests that he gives you. Once you have completed all his string of quests, you will have access to this armor. Now, this armor is the very first armors that you wear as white armors in the game, reconditioned, remade, repainted, redesigned for the celebration of Age of Triumph to give you a new armor set based on something that we very first started with. I like the design, I like the colors, but in terms of comparison to the raid armors, it's nothing that special. I will get it just for the nostalgia feel, but I probably won't ever use it. But it's nice to see that they are rewarding us with, you know, something to do with the very first time we started this game, bought up and made into something pretty cool. But I will say the Hunter cloak, Hunter cape, whatever you want to call it, looks absolutely awesome with this armor set. But overall, it's more of a nostalgic armor set than anything real new and crazy like we've seen with the raid armors. So again, go down into the comment section, let me know what you think of all these armor sets, which is your favorite raid armor set and which is your favorite personal set from any of the raid rewards. Hit that like button on this video. Again, let's try and get it to 1,000 likes. That would be awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you for watching. I've been easynow and you guys have been awesome.